What's going on, everybody? ShyGuy here from Team Nimbus, bringing you another deck profile. This one is from one of our teammates, BigB. He's been playing this deck for a while, basically since set 2. It's because it's a set 2 leader. And it's the original, the OG ramp. We're talking, of course, of Goku Black. And on Awakened side, Goku Black, the bringer of despair. The way this leader works on Unawakened side is activate main once per turn. If you have 2 or more blue energy, choose one card of your life, place it in your energy area. At the end of that turn, choose to one of your energy and place it in your drop area. So basically the way that works is, as it says, you get to ramp off of life, which hurts you, but you kind of do want to get to 4 as soon as possible so you can awaken and start really applying pressure. But the idea of ramping and able to get plays early is also fantastic. It helps a lot. Its awakened condition, because it's an old leader, is when your life is at 4 or less, you may draw 2 cards and flip this card over. When you do flip it over to the bringer of despair, it has a permanent. During your turn, if you have 2 or less life, this card gains plus 5k and double strike. So inflicting 2 damage instead of 1, which is great from the leader perspective. And also when this card attacks, it draws 1 card. So the way we've evolved into it, we'll get into it as we go through the deck. But first, I kind of want to go over some of the staples that we're playing. The first one is Dimension Magic, our negate of choice. This one is for 1 blue energy or sparking 5. If I have 5 cards in the drop, I could activate it without paying this energy. And I get to restand 2 energy. We're playing a mono blue variant, so we're always going to have our blue energy available to us. The next is our super combo, Vegeta Disciplined Warrior. The way this super combo works is if our life is at 4 or less, I choose one, I use it for combo, and then I choose 1 card in my hand, place it under my deck, and then draw 2. It just helps us to deck in, find our pieces, and be as consistent as we possibly can. And of course, it wouldn't be a blue deck without Sensu Bean. Tap 1 blue and then restand 2 energy. It's a blue staple. Hashtag never ban Sensu because it's so good and blue really needs it. And in this deck, it's going to help us a lot. Now, moving on to our engine, the first card I want to talk about is Zamasu, Teamwork Undying. The way this one works, it is a 3 mono blue cost, and it has a couple keywords. The first one being blocker. Obviously, as you saw, our lead is going to take life, try to awaken early, so there's a way for us to be defensive. Has a counterattack for Spirit Boost 2. I can negate the attack, then play this card with 4 markers on it. So for instance, if I have 1 Zamasu on the field with 2 markers, and my opponent wants to single it with a double strike, I can instead counterattack, pay 3 if I have 3 energy up, and then Spirit Boost the Zamasu for 2, and that'll negate the attack and play another Zamasu with 4 markers on it. So an additional marker on top of what's available to me. The activate main is for 2 blue energy. If there's a Goku Black card under this card, which we have ways to do, and I remove 7 markers from this card and place it in the drop area, I can choose 1 Infinite Force Fuse Zamasu in my hand or energy and play it. Spoiler, that is one of our game enders, one of our boss monsters, so you'll see why once we get to it. And then of course the +1 auto, when a card in my energy is placed in its owner's drop area, draw 1 card, then switch this card to active mode. So, as I mentioned with the leader on Unawakened side, if I have 2 energy, I can ramp up to 3, play this Zamasu for 3, swing with it, and then at the end of turn, the energy I ramped to my leader, I can now put into my drop area, which will trigger the auto, which will allow me to draw a card and restand my Zamasu. So basically, I'll have, when I'm with 2 energy, I'll have a 4 marker Zamasu that has blocker 19k, and I drew a card. And on top of that, I'll also have Dimension Magic behind it to support it. So this card really works well for this deck, and that's why BigB played. The next card in the engine I want to talk about is Zamasu Cosmic Trader. This one, if your leader card is I'll just go through the Goku Black ones. If your leader card is Goku Black, when this card is played from your hand, place the top card of your deck in your energy, then at the end of the turn, if the card you place in your energy with this skill is in your energy, place it in someone's drop area. If it's not, you place another card from your energy in your drop area. So unfortunately, due to Goku Black's skills, you won't be able to, just the way it's worded, you can't ramp with this and then ramp with Goku Black and then be able to basically ramp 1 energy for free off of both of them. You do have to get rid of something when you play this card, but this card is essentially just a ramp. make sure we have a lot of energy, and also allow us to Union Potara and do a bunch of other shenanigans that we'll get into. The next card of the engine I want to talk about is Goku Black Future Decimator. If you lead a card as a blue Goku Black, place this card in your energy from your hand, and you can't place cards in your energy or play cards other than Mono Zamasu or Goku Black cards for the turn. At the end of the turn, if this card is in your energy, place it in its owner's drop area. So another kind of energy ramp that doesn't let you, that's not going to let you keep ramping up permanently, but just another way to get plays out, and especially for free because you don't have to pay 2. But this card is so good. It's another way for us to be able to get our big boss monster out easier and faster, and that's why we want to play it, because that's ultimately what we want to do. We want to get to our end game as soon as we can, and with the leader, we're just drawing a lot. With our super combos, drawing a lot. So that's the ultimate game plan. And also, it's another way to ramp and also work with Zamasu Unison. Both of these cards, the Zamasu Cosmic Trader and Goku Black Future Decimator, they're all ways for Zamasu to get his +1 auto off, because we want to try to get to 7 as well. Like, we have multiple ways to get our boss monsters out, and we want to do it as effectively as we can. The next card I want to talk about, which is the most important one, is Goku Black Works Undone. This card has a permanent. When choosing cards in your life using activate main skill on your blue Goku Black only card, which we have 2 in the leader and in the Future Decimator, you may choose that card in your battle. You may choose this card in your battle area instead. So if I play this Goku Black, instead of having to kill an energy, I could just kill this Goku Black instead. This Goku Black has another auto, limit 1, so 1 copy for the turn. Choose 1 card in your hand and discard it. When this card is played, flip over one of your blue Goku Black only leader cards, and you can't play non-Zamasu or non-Goku Black cards for the game, which is why we play in the cards that we do. We have as many Zamasus and Goku Blacks as we can. That's the whole engine, because this card is so good. It allows us to keep reawakening when needed to keep our hands as full as we can. So for instance, if we're already awakened, we play the Goku Black Works Undone, and then we unawakened and then awaken again to draw 2. So we're just keeping the consistency of getting as many cards as we can, because old school blue leaders, it's hard to keep that hand size up, and this is one way to do it. And the other activate main is if your leader card is a Goku Black only card and you choose 1 Zamasu Teamwork Undying in your Unison area, add a marker to that card, then place this card under it from your battle area. So basically, this Goku Black does so much for us. It's a way for us to get rid of an energy without having to pitch from our energy area, as well as the way I mentioned earlier for the Zamasu Unison, it puts a Goku Black under it so we can get that -7 later on. And coming up is SS Rose Goku Black Inviting the Darkness. Auto has barrier. Auto, when you play this card and you lead a card as a Goku Black or Zamasu, add the top card of your deck in your energy. The following, and that one doesn't have another way to get rid of your energy. It's just an actual ramp, which is different from all the other ones we have. And the other auto is when you play this card and you lead a card as a Goku Black or Zamasu, at the end of your opponent's next turn, reveal the top card of your opponent's deck. If that card is a battle card, place in your opponent's energy in rest mode. Otherwise, draw 1 card, then your opponent shuffles their deck. So it's a double-edged sword, right? Because you don't know what the next card in your opponent's deck is. It could be a color that doesn't match. It could be like if they're running cards like Vegeta Disciplined Warrior, which needs all your energy to be blue, and we're playing in a blue mirror match, and we end up charging a yellow card or a black card, that basically turns off their super combos, which is super annoying and frustrating for them. And if they don't, if it's an extra card, guess what? You just draw a card. So you basically draw a card for free if you get an extra card, or you have the opportunity to either charge a secret rare or a card that can mess up their flow and their energy. Even though they have more energy, it doesn't matter, because we are gonna try and kill them before they get too far. And coming up is Goku Black Countdown to Destruction. This card is a permanent. When you have 5 or more energy, I can play this card from my hand without paying its energy cost. So it's a 3-drop. It's another way to get a Goku Black on the field, hopefully for free, to work with the 1-drop Zamasu or any other Zamasus we have. And also, when I play this card, if your leader card is a Goku Black or Zamasu, I draw 1 card and I can't play another one for the turn. So essentially, when it hits, I can't do another one, so I can't just spam the board with Goku Black Countdown Destruction, because then that'll be too oppressive for this deck. But just another way to get a Goku Black on field, and it's something we're going to need. Because following up with it is Fusamasu Advocate for Evil. This has the most pain in the butt keyword in the game, Indestructible, which means it cannot be removed by skills. You can't send it to Warp, you can't send it to Drop Area with any skills. The only way to get rid of it is to one negated skills and then remove it with another card, or to minus it by 24 or higher, because it's the only way you're going to get rid of this card. Union Potara for free, so there's no additional cost. A Blue Zamasu and a Blue Goku Black. So if we have Cosmic Trader and Goku Black Unknown, they can both be used Potara or for the free Goku Black Countdown to Destruction. So if we're at 4 energy and we decide to play Zamasu Cosmic Trader, we can then play Goku Black, because we'll be at 5 now, and then summon for free when Union Potara, Fuse Zamasu Advocate for Evil. And in the permanent, if you have 3 or more energy, you can choose all battle cards in your energy when choosing cards to use this card's union skill from your hand. So that's another way too. You ramp up with another card, and you can use from your energy as well. So you have your energy pool as well as your battle area to Union Potara for this card. And being indestructible makes it good, but there's also other uses for it as well. And one of those uses is Fuse Zamasu, the Divine Immortal, which still has indestructible in dual attack. It is a 35k beat stick, and it's pretty disgusting. It's EX Evolve for 4 energy, a Blue Zamasu with energy cost of 5, which the card we just showed, it's likely to stay around, and next turn we'll be able to EX Evolve on top of it. Also has an activate main battle. I place this card in my drop area and activate up to 1 Tragedy Overground from my hand, drop area, deck, or energy area. Then I shuffle my deck if I look through it. Tragedy Overground we'll get into, but that's what makes this card super powerful, because it can turn the tides, if you will, of the deck and any matchup you're up against. Following up is Unstoppable Despair Goku Black Rose. It is an EX Evolve for 7 on top of a Goku Black. Has triple strike, and when a card evolves into this card, if a leader's Goku Black, chooses the 3 of your opponent's energy and place them in the drop area. So once again, if we have this Goku Black, we ramped up. This is basically just a late game beater, so when we're playing it at 2, and it's a triple strike, so it's great. I mean, it doesn't have deflect the barrier, but the fact that it's a 30k triple strike that we can play from, we can evolve on top of this Goku Black that has barrier, or the Goku Black we play for free. And that's why I said earlier, it doesn't matter if we ramp our leader, ramp our opponents or not, because we'll just take away the energy with this ideally. Next up is another boss monster, Goku Black Rose Lofty Aspirations. It is a triple strike. It's EX Evolve on top of a Goku Black for 3 blue and 1 colorless energy. Permanent, when evolving a card to use this card, when choosing a card to use this card's evolve skill from your hand, you choose a battle card in your energy, then play this card in active mode. So if I wanted to, I could swing with one of these Goku Blacks and then evolve on top of it, or even choose one from my energy that I ramped up from either this Goku Black or wherever, because we have so many ways to ramp. This is just a way for us to continue that trend going. If your leader card is a blue Goku Black card and your opponent has 5 or more energy, when a card evolves into this card, place up to 2 of your opponent's energy in their owner's drop area. So more energy hate. We're playing 3 of them just because he's also a 5k, but it's also a cheap evolve. Like I said, for 4 energy, you can evolve on top of him, which is pretty good, especially as we have this Goku Black over here that we can play for free. And then we go into a huge boss monster, Union Potara for 7, 3 blues, and 4 any color for Goku Black and Zamasu. That's why we play the 1-drop Zamasu to put on our field, or even off of Fuse Zamasu, the Divine Immortal. This card also has Indestructible, as I mentioned, can't be KO'd or removed by skills. Auto, which is super disgusting. Remember, this is insane. When this card attacks, ship to 1 card from each of your opponent's battle area, battle cards only, energy, life, and hand, and place them at the bottom of their deck. So if your opponent is at 1 life, just attacking with this, even if they negate, they have to choose 1 card in their life to go down. And it's like, it's hand destruction, it's more energy manipulation and hand manipulation. This card is just really, it's a good way to close out the game against your opponent when you're able to bring it out. Now we support this with Tragedy Overground, a card I mentioned earlier that you could play from the 9-drop Zamasu. This card is the bane to many people's existence. It has a permanent. This card can't be removed from your battle area by the skills of your opponent's battle cards. And also, when your opponent plays a battle card with an energy cost of 4 or more, it is placed in its owner's energy in rest mode instead. So basically, your opponent for the rest of the game can only play cards 3 or less. Otherwise, it goes straight to their energy. And then auto, when this card is activated, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place them in their owner's energy in rest mode. So if your opponent wants to go wide and wants to try and stop you from doing anything, you just play this guy down and your opponent's gonna have a bad time for the rest of the game. This is another way that we stall out the game. Well, that Big B stalls out the game to get the big boss monsters out, because Tragedy Overground is just, whenever an opponent sees it, they're like, okay, I guess it's pretty good. But other than that, this is just how we get all our boss monsters out. And then for the final card, the way we support everything is with Time Ring. The way Time Ring works is basically you look at the top 10 cards and you choose one Goku Black or one Zamasu among them. And if you have 4 more energy, you can choose 2 instead. So when you're at 4 energy, you can tap to play this card and search out 2 pieces that you need. You search out 2 Goku Blacks, 2 Zamasus, whichever you need, because we have so many options for this deck. And just want to stay as consistent as possible, with the leader being able to flip and draw 2, with our super combo being able to draw 2, with our unison being able to draw from everything. We just want to see all our pieces as much as we can. So that's gonna do it for the deck profile, guys. I appreciate everyone that tuned in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Shout out again to BigB for putting this deck together and playing against our homie Brian, our teammate Brian. Make sure to look out for that battle. Follow King Fandom, our sponsor. They're fantastic. If you're in the Southern California area, or in the Valley area, make sure you check them out. Otherwise, you can even shop online. Not only do they have cards, they have basically all the dopest pops. You follow them on Instagram, which I'll leave below. They buy pops every day, and they always get some rare dope stuff that you won't find anywhere else. Well, with that, guys, this is Captain ShyGuy from Team Nimbus. I appreciate you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll check you later.